It's a bracha. Bracha means blessing. Brachot, blessings. So it is a bracha. And so, what were you saying, Cody?
First prayer of the day.
So this is the first prayer of the day. This is the blessing that is said before you even get out of bed in the morning. You wake up. You're not even fully awake yet. You're laying there, trying to decide whether to press snooze and take another 10, or go ahead and get up. Okay. So
is this the morning blessing?
This is the morning blessing. First thing before you get out of bed. This is the very first blessing that is said in the morning. Okay. So kind of like Peter Pan, where what do they say? Where do you find Never Never Land? Somewhere between twilight and what? Something like that. So this is the very first prayer. You're not even out of bed. Your eyes are still half shut. You're trying to decide, should you get out of bed, hit the snooze button, or go ahead and get up. And at that moment, you say the Modeh Ani. In Judaism, this is, after you say the Modeh Ani, you get up, you wash your hands, you say Rachol Yadim, the prayer for the washing of the blessing for the washing of the hands, and then you put your talit on, you get dressed, you put your kippah on, and after that, then you prepare for what is called shachrit, or rachot hashakar, which are the morning blessings, the morning prayers. Typically, in Orthodox Judaism, these prayers are said before sunrise. Okay, and this is taken from David HaMelech and Tehillim, David the king, in the book of Psalms, when he says that he would rise up early in the morning. He would rise up before the sun. So technically, these are supposed to be said before the sun rises. And this is why it's called shachrit, or rachot hashachar, because shachar means rooster. So basically, technically, we call it, we say morning blessings, but it's called brachot hashakar, or shachrit, which means the blessing, literally it means the blessing of the rooster. Why? Because you're supposed to be saying these prayers before the rooster crows. Okay, so you get up early in the morning, and you're saying these prayers. Modeh Ani is one of the few prayers where Hashem is not mentioned, where Adonai is not mentioned. And by that I mean Yud Kei Vav He, that we don't speak His name. Okay. Rather, we use the term Melech, and I think everybody knows what Melech is. Melech is king. Okay. We do not speak His name here. Why do we not speak His name? Because we are, in effect, unclean from our night of sleeping. And so we need to wash our hands, go through the purification of washing of the hands. Why do we wash our hands in the morning when we get up? So the first thing we do is to wash our hands. Why do we wash our hands in the morning when we get up? Anybody know? Because the rabbis say, yes, Daniel?
Stay clean.
Very good. The rabbis say, when you're asleep, you don't know where your hands have been. Literally. And so they become unclean. And so you wash them. Okay? That's the physical reason. There is a spiritual reason. And the spiritual reason is that the body itself is unclean. And what the Chazal, what the sages teach, is that spiritual forces attach themselves to us, particularly of the evil nature. the evil inclination in such as this. And so this is in effect washing off the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, and it's the idea is to get these things off of you, get these ideas out of your mind at the beginning of the day, which is also is why we say Modeh Ani. Because Modeh Ani is a prayer, is a blessing of force.
Morning prayers.
Morning prayers. It's a bracha of force, of intent. The purpose of the Modeh Ani is to get us to not press the snooze button, but to get up and to get on with our day. Why? Because every day is precious, every moment counts, and I belong to the King. I do not belong to myself. Who is my King? Yeshua, Hashem. He's my King. And so I belong to Him. So the whole thing, the whole idea here is that this day belongs to the King. And I'm His servant. So I serve at His will, at His call. When does He call me? When the rooster crows. So in the morning, I should be already getting up. My intent is there. My intent to serve Him with a full heart. So Modeh Ani is a bracha, but it's to help focus. It's the first thing I'm doing in the morning is focusing my mind on the fact that I have a King. He is a real King. This is a real kingdom. He is a real King. I am His servant, and I serve at His will. I belong to Him. And so it's a focus of the brain before we ever even get out of bed. All right, so hang on just a second. All right, so we gave you these words last time. That was 2 weeks ago. Sorry. How do you like it? The new place?
Good.
You like it?
Good.
Right? So nice, quiet. We don't have interruptions here. Don't have to worry. We're already working on the kitchen. We took in about $1,000 last week, and so. By the way, thank you guys that worked yesterday. Appreciate it. Putting the boards up and trying to get the kitchen ready. We're going to put tile on the floor and start putting the cabinets in and the sink and everything like that. Sink should be here this weekend. So anyway, thank you for all of that. Anyway, so it was 2 weeks ago that we met, and so let's go over our vocabulary. And so our first word. It's not in the same order that I gave you because I just took everything out of order last week, so this is in the order I have them here. So, who has it? Farsi. Close. Look at your point of your mouth. Lechodot. Okay? Lechodot. Everyone say lechodot. Okay, so your Vav, notice your point. Vav, notice your point. So that makes it an O. The U would be here. Okay? So lechodot. So give it to me.
It's hey. Vav with the O sound. Dalet. Another Vav with the O sound. Tav. Or
Lechodot. And what does lechodot mean? Okay. Thank. Confess. Acknowledge. Avow, grant. Now that's the chodot part. That's this part here. Okay? The lamed is a prefix. Two. So the lamed is two. Usually in Hebrew, when you're looking up definitions, it's going to give you the verb, and it'll give you the verb, and it'll almost always have a lamed connected to it. So the verb, in other words, to this, to do this, to that, to whatever. Okay. So almost all your verbs will have a lamed on it. Like if you're looking up in Google Translator or something like that, don't let it throw you off. And it starts off with a lamed. That just means to give, to swim, to run. Because that's how we would say it in English, right? We just look up run, or we just look up swim, or but in Hebrew, they go ahead and put the lamed on there. So it's to swim, to run, so here, to thank or to confess. Now, this is a very interesting word, which we're going to talk about. Okay? It's a very interesting word. Number 2. Josh.
Lifnei.
Lifnei. Everyone say lifnei. 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 So give it to me.
Lamed. L. Cut it short.
No.
Oh, I, sorry. F, because there's no dagesh.
P.
And then there, cut it short, sorry. And then noon, N. The EI connected to the U.
Okay. And that yud stops that from being a nun sofi. Okay? If the yud were not there, that would be a nun sofi. There's no, if the yud is there, so it's not. So, lifnei. Let's see. No. No. Okay, lifnei. So lifnei means before. Ahead. In front of. Okay. And why? Because right here, panim. Panim. Pana. Panim. Face. Panim le panim. Face to face. Okay? So this has to do with your face. Lead to the idea of being before or to your face. So when you are in front of someone, you are standing to their face. I.e., you're not to their back. Right? Make sense? Okay, we already know this one. Everybody knows this one, right? So what is this one? Melech. So it's Lamed. Sophie, actually. Melech, and Melech means king. Now, you will see Melech translated in several different ways. Like in your Siddur, depending on what Siddur you have, who printed it, where it's coming from, those kinds of things. You will see Melech translated as sovereign, as ruler, along those lines. Okay, on the bottom here.
Okay.
Who's got it? Okay, Chai. Everyone? Chai. Chai. How you doing? Chai. I never get tired of that. All right. You will hear that forever. Everyone say Chai.
Hi.
So give it to me. And it's a connector. Chai. Actually, we would put it like this. Chai. And Chai, as in Le Chayim, to life. Okay? Now we've talked about this before, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but Chayim means life. Yet it is in what form? Chayim. It is in plural form. Why? Because you have more than one life. Okay? So you have a life, and then you have a life, and then you have another life. So Chai means live, living, animated, quick. So there's a dicho, there's a saying, Am Yisrael Chai. Am, people, Yisrael, Israel, Chai. The people of Israel live. Okay. So when you see somebody with the Chai symbol, maybe on the necklace, you'll see the chet and the little yud attached. The Chai. That's where it's coming from. It comes from Am Yisrael Chai. This became very popular after World War II, after the Holocaust, because Hitler tried to do away with all the Jewish people. He literally wanted to do away with all the Jewish people in the world and exterminate them completely. And yet we know that what, at the end, who ended up dead? And because of his dastardly acts, the nation of Israel came into existence. Okay? So, from the Holocaust, from the Korban, the sacrifice of the Jewish people from Europe, the nation Israel was given birth through that. All right. So, this one's next. Let's get this one.
Is it Kayam?
Kayam. Very good. Kayam. So give it to me.
It's the Kuf.
Kuf. Very good.
And the Avel. The Yud. The Avel. And the Sophie mean, or final meaning.
Very Sophie. Yes. All right. So, Kayam. And you guys know we don't have the chart up for you to cheat off of, so you have to. It's time for you to learn your letters anyway, right?
See?
Since this is the advanced class and not the beginner's class. You what?
See? It's time for us to learn our letters. See?
See? All right. So Kayam. Existent. What else? in existence. Okay, we had fun with this one last time. So who's got it? It's a nice big word. Yes.
Dot? No. Dot? Oh, that one.
No, not this one. I'm not. I see. I said a nice big word. That's not a. This is a big
I thought you
one.
were being sarcastic.
No, nice big word. Yes, ma'am.
Is it, hold on one second. Is it Lish, no, it's
Say.
Zed. That
Zed,
is
yes.
Zion.
So if you're struggling with the word, what do you do? Take it apart. Okay, so let's take it apart. Li. Now you have next what? Shach. Ser. Li shach ser.
Oh, that's the, yes.
Li shach ser.
Li
Okay,
shach.
this is a chet. Li shach ser.
Yes.
So give it to me.
Lamed. It's the I. That's the Shin. The Ava. The He. It's silent. That's Zion. The A-E-H, vowel, or E-I. And that's the Dalit. Resh, that's the Resh, sorry. Lee, Shah, said. Very close, not close enough.
So the root of that word would be.
Oh,
Shachar. I don't know. I don't think that's the root of it.
can you say it for me one more time?
Li shach ser. Li shach ser. Everyone. Li shach ser. 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 And li shach ser means to restore, reconstruct, reproduce, those kinds of things. Okay. Easy one. This is one that you should be familiar with.
Nefesh.
Okay, but let's not call out. Just let hands go up. Okay.
Okay, but do you know what that means then?
So Cody,
Yeah.
Nefesh, thank you.
Said everybody.
How
should
rude.
know.
All right, give it to me.
C-E-H vowel. Fish.
Nefesh. The nefesh means. Okay. Inclination would be right. Soul, mind, psyche,
Sure, nefesh.
inclination, instinct. So your nefesh bechma, your physical instinct, your nefesh shemayim, your spiritual instinct. Next one.
Raise your hand, Rachel. Rachel knows.
Rachel's got it. All right, Rachel. Everybody get. Oh, don't give her. Don't clap yet.
I'm sure she can.
Chemla. Very good. Everybody give Rachel a hand. Finally stepped out from her shyness and jumped on it. All right. Chemla, everyone. Chemla. Say it again. Chemla. So give it to me. What's the name of the letter? Ched. Very good. Chemla. And chemla means?
Compassion, mercy, pity.
Good. Compassion, mercy, pity. And probably not so much mercy, that's more of chesed, but the pity, compassion or pity. Okay, now this is the first line of the Modeh Ani. Huh?
That word up there? There's a word.
Oh, yes, this word here. That's because you just want the short one. So what is it? Rav. Everyone say Rav. Remember that the R is guttural. The R, the resh, is guttural, which means what? Comes from the back of the throat. Rav. All right, so give it to me.
Great. Sound. Big.
Rav, which means
Great.
great. This is where we get this word here. Ravi. All right, are you ready? All right, so you already know what the first two words are. They're right here. By the way, in Judaism, the titles of sections, the titles of brachot, the titles like that, the parashah, the scripture sections, the portions for the week or whatever, they are usually titled by the first couple of words in each one. Okay? So this is called Modeh Ani. Why? Well, because the first two words are Modeh Ani. Okay? So, first one is Modeh. Everyone say Modeh. So give it to me. Okay, now remember, you come down first, you check to see if there's a vowel. There's no vowel here, so the vowel is going to come after.
Stop it.
So you have Modeh. Okay, so look in these words and see if you see anything that may give you something. Very good. Lekodot. And it is this right here. Lekodot. So, notice that there is a there's a peculiarity here. What is the peculiarity? Do you have a mem here? There's no mem in this word. Okay. You have a he. There's no he. Well, the he is over here. There should be a ta. There's no ta. So it's peculiar. It's kind of a peculiar word. So we know that what? We know that hodah means what? Thanks. Okay. So you're speaking to Hamelech right here. You're speaking to Hamelech. You're speaking to the king, and you're telling him first thing in the morning, thank you. To thank him, or to confess, or to acknowledge, or to avow, or to grant. Basically, this is to concede. Okay? So basically, this is to concede.
With a grateful heart.
Very good. What do I mean concede? What does concede mean?
To turn over or give in.
Very good. To turn over, to give in, to yield. And this is why this prayer is so important, because you remember that I told you that this determines your attitude for the day. You're trying to set your attitude for the day. And what is the attitude for the day? Well, your next phrase here is lefanecha melech. Melech means king. Okay? So you have this built into this. Before you get out of bed, when you wake up, when you're still in that slumberish land, your brain's not even fully processing yet. You're not fully going yet. You're trying to determine if you're going to hit the snooze button or go ahead and go for it. What this prayer does is tells you, I'm telling myself, go for it. Get up and get moving. Go for it. How? By conceding, by yielding. Basically, what I'm doing before I get out of bed, in the morning, what I am doing is I am already conceding the day to Him. I'm already yielding this day to Him. I'm already saying this day does not belong to me, it belongs to Hashem. So that's the idea behind Modeh. That you have lechodot, but it's kind of smashed, kind of swapped out in this way that you are confessing, you're acknowledging, you are conceding, you're yielding to Him. But you're still dealing with this. So, it's not an attitude, it's not an idea of if I have to, I have to. Kind of like when your parent makes you apologize to your brother or sister after you've been fighting, right? And your mom tells you, go apologize. And you say, I don't feel like apologizing. Now, I would not have told my mother that out loud. Because if I had I would have found myself in the middle of next week. Okay? So what mother said, we did. So if she told us to go apologize, we would go apologize. But do you suppose my heart was in it? Do you suppose my heart was in it? No. Okay? So even though I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing it with the wrong attitude. Guess what? The mitzvah does not count. Even if you're doing a mitzvah, but your heart is not in the mitzvah, then the rabbis tell us, the sages say, do not do the mitzvah. This is why, what does Rav Shaul say concerning giving? That God loves what? A cheerful giver. Say what? You have the right attitude about it. Now, it's good to give. But I'm just saying, I'm not telling you not to give. I'm saying that if your heart's not in it, and there are rabbis who will tell you, They don't want your money if your heart's not in it. They will. But if your heart's not in it, okay, well, you gave to a good cause. But the mitzvah does not count. Now, what do we mean when we say the mitzvah does not count? So how many of you have heard that in the world to come, in the age to come, the time to come, i.e., in Christianity, heaven, right? In the age to come, for us, we call it Olam Haba. Everyone say Olam Haba, which means the world to come, or the age to come. Because it's not so much that we understand that it is a misconception that we're going to go to heaven for all of eternity. No, heaven is coming to earth. Okay? We're not going to go up there to live forever. Forever is coming down here. Jerusalem will be the capital. Yeshua Mashiach will be the king sitting on the throne. Okay? So it's not that we're going up there. It's that up there that he's coming down here to dwell with us. Emmanuel. Emmanuel. What? God with us. Not us with God, but what? God with us. What did he do? The first time, Yeshua Mashiach did what? He came down. And he went back up. He ascended, but with the promise of what? I will come again. Okay? So, lost my train of thought there. All right. So the idea here is that I'm conceding to him the day. That I'm yielding to him my day. Why? Because remember this. Remember this. He is a real king and this is a real kingdom. So everybody say it. He is a real king and this is a real kingdom. Say it again. He is a real king and this is a real kingdom. Okay? So, I know where I was going. Okay, so I was talking about the mitzvah. All right, thank you. I know it. They come back to me. It's a curveball. So the mitzvah. When I say that the mitzvah does not count, what that means is you've heard about getting your rewards in heaven, right? Your rewards in the age to come, in the world to come, in the life to come. Or not. Because there are, in effect, two things that determine your reward. And that is action that you do, and that you do, and attitude that you do with the correct intent, that you do with the right heart, the right spirit. So if you don't act, you have a good heart, you have a good spirit, but you don't do anything, there's no mitzvah for you. If you do the right thing, but you don't have the right heart, the right spirit, then there's no mitzvah for you. It's not a mitzvah. The mitzvah is a combination of the two, that you're doing the right thing with the right heart, the right spirit. Everybody understand? Everybody with me? Okay, yes.
So, is mitzvah the same idea that we hear okay, we say, and it was accredited to him as righteousness?
Correct.
We're talking about Moses,
Correct.
and Abraham, and
Avraham, that because he had emunah, because he obeyed God, that was counted to him. That's a mitzvah. It was counted to him as righteousness. Yes.
So when we do a mitzvah with the right attitude, then it's counted to us as righteousness.
Correct. Correct. These are your righteous acts. These are your righteous acts. And we read how when we stand before the throne, that what? The angels bring the scrolls. That we are judged by the scrolls. What are the scrolls? Everything I do, everything I say, everything I think, my heart, my intention, all of it is written down. And so we are checked on. Okay? This is judgment. I heard a rabbi talking today. Very good Messianic rabbi. Yiskin. up in Canada, up in Toronto, and he was talking about the idea of judgment. We kind of misunderstand the idea of judgment because we're sitting there like, you know, this is this angry God who's ready to stomp you, to throw the book at you. He's ready to smack you around. He's ready to. The idea of judgment is not that. It's an assessment. That he's assessing us, as in a teacher. A teacher gives us a test. Now you pass the test or you fail the test. Cody gives assessments all the time.
Then you have to grade them.
And then you have to grade them, yes, and then you complain. I know, I've been there. Anyway, so, but you give assessments to see, so the student can see. It's not just for the teacher to see, but it's also for the student to see where they are, what they're doing. And so the assessment is, God knows your heart, God knows everything about you. And so you can see where you are, what your need is, where you need to work, these kinds of things. And so he assesses us a mitzvah. The word mitzvah is technically is commandment, yes. But it also, in Judaism, it represents goodness, good deeds, good things, to do good works. Okay? So, all right, so I'm conceding to him, I'm yielding to him, but the attitude of my heart is important. Conceding with gratitude. Don't fit there. Conceding with gratitude. Thankfully. So, already in the morning when I'm waking up, what? I'm waking up with the Spirit, with an attitude of gratitude, with thankfulness before the day's even begun. I.e. what? I'm getting up on the right side of the bed, as opposed to getting up on the left side of, no, wrong side of the bed. Right? People say, students would come up to me when I worked at the school, and students would come up to me and say, I got up on the wrong side of the bed. And I would tell them, well, go home, go back to bed. Get up on the right side. Go back to bed and get up again. Get up on the right side of the bed. You determine whether you get up in a good mood or a bad mood. Because a mood is an emotion, and emotions can change. And you can change your emotions. You can change your mind, your thought process, your heart, all of these kinds of things. These are up to you. And so what we're doing is we're establishing already that we're getting up on the right side of the bed. We're getting up in a good mood, with a thankful heart, with gratitude. If you are a person who is grateful, if you have gratitude in your heart, thankfulness in your heart, are you going to, what's the likeliness that you're going to be in a bad mood then? A person who is grateful, thankful, what are the chances you're going to be in a bad mood?
No.
You won't be. You can't be. Usually what? When you're grateful, when you have gratitude, when you have thankfulness, usually you're singing. So that's the idea that's going on behind Modeh. So Modeh Ani. Ani means, Ani is first person singular. I. So what are you saying? I gratefully or thankfully concede. Yield. All right. So, next word. Lefanecha. So give it to me. Lefanecha. Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure because in my notes I had it.
It should be,
short.
yeah, okay, yeah, it's supposed to be that. I follow this. All right, le,
PH. A. Nun. EI connected to the U. Sorry, E connected to the U.
good.
Tap. Sophie. A.
Lefanecha. So everyone say lefanecha. Le. Okay, so this is not just, it's not silent, it's short, cut short, le. Okay, so le, fa, ne, cha. Notice the kaf sufit here. Notice that you have the patach here, the A sound here, all right? So this goes together. Now, curious thing. This word right here. Look at this word right here. So if you were speaking in Spanish, you would think you would be calling somebody a not nice name in the feminine form, right?
Yes.
But it's not rucha. Okay, it's ruach. This actually goes here, but what? The vav has become a u. The warning to you is that the kaf is not in Sophie form. So that means that the patach here is coming with the kaf. Okay? That it actually belongs, it actually belongs here. But there's nowhere to put it because you can't, you're not supposed to have two vowels together in Hebrew. Okay? So, just a curiosity. Alright?
And how did you say that?
Ruach.
Don't raise it. I know what that is.
Ruach.
Kodesh. Ruach.
Yes. Spirit.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to lefanecha. So, what do you see? What do you see in your vocabulary?
Livnei.
Livnei. Livnei. Okay, which means what? Before. So you have the lifnei here. Okay? So you have the lifnei from here. Now you have to deal with what? The ka. The kaf sofit and the patah. Lifanecha. So it would be li, fa, ne, cha. Okay, so now you have a suffix to deal with. This suffix, this means what before? Literally what? What did I say? To your face. In front of you, yes. Good. So, cha, when you see this suffix, this means your. Second person possessive. Toratecha, your Torah. Mitzvotecha, your commandments. So here, lefanecha, before you, or to your face. So And we could say here before you. So what do we have so far? Modeh Ani. I gratefully, thankfully concede or yield before you. Next word, you already know. Melech, which means king. Okay, so where do you see this one? Chai, which means living. Chai. Living. So what? I gratefully concede, yield before you, king living, king alive, literally living king in English. I gratefully yield before you, living king. Last one. Vekayam. Everyone. Vekayam. Everyone. Vekayam. So make it easy. Here's Kayam. Okay? It's right there. Kayam. Ve. The Vav here. Okay, so this is Vav. Kuf. Yud. Mem Sofi. Kayam. Ve. Kayam. So the prefix Vav means and. Kayam, existent. Now this existence is forever. This is the foreverness of this king. So you will see it translated as that he exists. This is the I was, I am, and I will be.
Which I am, I was, and I will be.
Yes. This is not the word that says that. This is a what do you call it? An equal word to that. That this existence is not a temporary existence. That he is forever. So, I gratefully concede, yield before you, living and eternal King. That's Modeh Ani. That's the beginning of Modeh Ani. Yes?
Question about Melech Chai. Could that not, does that not mean king of life? It means living.
Chayim is life.
Oh,
Chayim.
so Chai is living.
Living, yes. Or alive.
Alive.
True living, yes.
Okay.
I gratefully thank you, O living and eternal King.
Got
It's
it?
in the Siddur right there.
Yes, it is. It's the
Amen.
very first prayer. It's the very first blessing in the Siddur. Because, why is it the very first one? Because it's the first thing you say in the morning when you get up. And your Siddur is given in order of the way you're supposed to do it, the way you're supposed to say it. Many Jewish men, by the way, females, ladies, you do not say Modeh, you say Modah. To feminine form. So this would be Modah. Modah Ani. Okay? What was I gonna say? Many Jewish men actually have this prayer on the wall, like at the foot of their bed, where that's the first thing that they see in the morning to remind them not to get up in the morning without doing this, without saying this, to start off your day in the proper frame attitude. All right, let's take 5 and we'll go to